Good day, Reed here, back at Orchestra Farm, and thanks for joining me today. Thanks for clicking the like button here on this YouTube video, or wherever you're finding this, and subscribing to the channel. Super appreciate that. Love all the comments that have been coming in lately. Oh, look at this, it's still on a north slope here. Can you see that? There's a little bit of frost still. I think it's the 19th of April 2024, and where I live it's not frosty at all, but I'm on a south and slight westerly facing slope, so it makes a big difference. Like, look at that. That's some beautiful frost right there. And it makes me think that, you know, there's different places in life that we find ourselves, and one environment is right for one thing and another environment is right for another. I'm reminded of shifting my desk, I guess 2 years ago, and suddenly my creative flow is really working well. I'm loving what the currents over here are leaping out, as is the hazelnuts. And that when you find yourself in the right place at the right time, things can just almost seem to come together on their own. Whereas if you find yourself in the wrong place at the wrong time, it's either disastrous or nothing's flowing and coming together. And, you know, in my life, we just had a really big week. It's still kind of finishing up a good bit, with returning from a family adventure and my eldest having her fire sit, which I think I spoke about last time I was with y'all. And, you know, the come down from all of that, when all the gears of life start spinning and you gotta just keep running with everything, it can be a little challenging. You might even feel like you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I'm not feeling like that in this moment, but I am a bit like, I'd like to catch my breath. And when everything is running forward, it can feel difficult to catch the breath. So, my wife and I each have an amount of like separate gardening areas around our house right now. They're quite small, especially comparative to this. And I'm taking two completely different strategies in dealing with it. And my strategy is more along a Sepp-Holzer line, where I literally took 20 odd different kinds of seeds, different kinds of plant seeds, and scattered them over maybe 175 square feet or so. Very just at random. And my wife is much more organized with it. Got some starts. So here's the thing I want to point out to everybody. The tent caterpillar. There's a whole bunch of them in there. But you can see right here, that's actually a flower bud. And so, from a technicality, one should wait for the tent caterpillars to, or for the buds rather, to emerge and get pollinated before coming and spraying them with a BTK, which is a soil-based bacteria, if I understand correctly, that will eat tent caterpillars from their insides, because basically the bacteria gets eaten and then by the tent caterpillar, and then they die because they get eaten from the inside out, kind of a deal. Anyway, our approaches are just so different. In my garden space, there's a bunch of different weeds essentially that are coming up, and just having a moment to go in there and pull some of them. I'm doing it in a bit of a succession rather than doing like the whole thing at once, because I'm liking giving them to my chickens and they devour them, which is great to see. And taking that 10 to 20 minutes has really been my only like space to myself moment where I get to breathe and try to reground and recalibrate myself. Now, I don't know how y'all are doing at the springtime. Energy seems to be like really kicking off in a big way. And, you know, the Chinese medicine school of things says that springtime is an aggressive energy. And you imagine like a little seed that's trying to poke that minuscule little bit of leaflet and stem up through the surface of the soil. Had to have that, you know, powerful energy behind it. And to consider that aggression, okay, that seems reasonable. And I find it's good to temper that through practices that bring us back to our breath. Really grateful for my wife over last weekend. She gave me an hour or so taking the kids out, and I got to make some music. So I focused on playing my horns, which, if you've never been a horn player before, because you use your breath with it, and to play loudly, you got to use a lot of breath. It's amazing how much more relaxed I feel from that. So that was wonderful, and I'm hoping to get a session like that in this coming weekend, because it takes all that we can do to live a balanced life and to be balanced in our own self. So I'm curious, what are the ways that you like to regulate your own self and take care of your own person, even if you have a lot of other people that you need to be caring for? Anyway, with that, thanks for watching again. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. I super appreciate that. Thanks for all the comments that you all have been offering, and I hope that you have too much fun.